It is time to let go. It is time for alignment. It is time to find some balance. It's fall. If you look outside, the trees are losing their leaves. It's a natural process. And there's no loss in losing their leaves. The trees do this because it gets them ready for renewal. It's a natural process. It would really do us good if we can lean back and reflect during this time, this fall, and start to just let go. Let go of everything. Let go of everything and anything that you've been holding on to from the past so that you can then step into the present moment and live your life and make decisions and take actions from a space of more clarity. Like, have you ever asked yourself why you hold on to hurts, or why you're holding on to old wounds or outdated beliefs from the past? Like, have you ever asked yourself that? Why am I holding on to this? And then how is it serving you? Because it's serving you in some way if you are holding on to it. So the ego, right? We all have an ego. I'm not bashing the ego. We all have an ego. We all need an ego. It's what helps us to show up for our day. Understanding the ego is really crucial here, because the ego thinks by holding on to old wounds and old hurts and old betrayals and, all of these old emotions that come up with that, the ego thinks it's keeping us safe. But it's not. It's keeping us stuck. So I always say, if your ego is in the driver's seat, it's like an accident waiting to happen. It's stuck in old memories. It's stuck in old wounds. It's stuck in old hurts. And when it keeps holding on to these emotions, there's shame, there's blame. It's caught up in these old stories, whether it was a story from last week, 5 years ago, or 25 years ago. But it's just stuck. And in order to stay stuck in this, it ends up developing habits. So it doesn't have to feel what it needs to feel in order to release the emotions that aren't meant to stay stuck. We don't want to deny emotions. Emotions and feelings are real things. We don't want to deny that they're happening, but we don't want to keep them stuck. To keep them stuck, to keep ourselves stuck in the past or old hurts or memories, is not healthy. It's not keeping us safe. It's not keeping you safe. It's making us sick. And then what it does is it's causing us to make bad choices for ourselves or in our life. Ask yourself, why am I holding on to this? Right? How is it serving me? And if it's not serving you, why are we carrying it? Why are we holding on to it so tight? So this is where an understanding of our own energy system comes in. So last week, I talked about, grounding and connecting, the root chakra and the crown chakra. This is an energy system we all have within us, right? So when you ground into your body and you connect to a higher power, right? A higher healing, a higher love, you can then tap into your higher self. But if you're stuck in past hurts, if you're stuck in, holding on to these old stories, you can't access that higher self. You might get a glimpse of it, but the ego goes, no, we can't do that. We got to stay safe and stuck here in this old hurt. So we don't want the ego running the show. So the solar plexus and the heart chakra shine some light on right now. So the solar plexus in the body, energetically in the body, kind of hangs out in the core area of your body. And of course, the heart chakra is the heart area of the body. And when these two are, not communicating at all, we have the ego running the show. And when the ego runs the show, it's hard to let go of anything. It just replays all the past memories. It clings to shame. It clings to the hurt. It clings to blame. It just clings. But we don't want to get rid of the ego. We need the ego. So what we want to do is make friends with the ego. We want to make friends. We want to bring some awareness into the ego. We just don't want to let it run the show or drive the car. We want to come from the heart space. So this is why grounding in your body is really important. That's why opening up in the crown chakra is, let's open up to a higher power, and then we can open up the heart space, because the ego cannot let go on its own. It needs the heart. It needs the heart. And if we've been, stuck in the story, if we've been replaying the story, we may have barriers around our heart. So this is why we want to just lean back and take a real big picture of our life, of what we're doing currently now in the present moment. Are we holding on to old memories and old wounds and old stories that just don't serve us? Our solar plexus is our space of personal power. There's no personal power in holding on to old stuff. So let it go, right? Let it go, because letting it go creates a space to let new things in, to let in our true power, right? Power. Our personal power doesn't come from needing to control situations or staying stuck in old hurts. Personal power doesn't come from forcing ourselves to hold on to something, right? Personal power comes in confidence, in self-esteem, in knowing your worth, not needing to prove your worth. And if we're so stuck in past memories and old stuff, we're giving away our own power to that. So this week is about letting go. Let's follow nature's lead. Start letting go of the small stuff. Just start to become aware of, oh, okay, my ego's been driving the car, or my ego is running the show here. You don't want to kick the ego to the curb. We need the ego. We're not kicking it out of the car. We're just shifting it into the passenger side. And we're going to begin to open up our heart space so that the heart now leads. So the ego, the solar plexus, is the seat of the ego. The heart is the seat of the soul. And if you've been spending a lifetime leading, having the ego in the driver's seat, the ego is holding on to stuff that is not good for you. It's making you sick. It just is. Okay, so we want to shift the ego into the passenger seat and start to get into the heart space and lead with the heart. So begin by just letting go of the small stuff. Just notice, I can see that I'm holding on to that. Do I need to hold on to that? Can I start to let some of this stuff go? So ground your energy. Ask for help from a higher power, the universe. Maybe somebody that you love has passed away and you're just like, hey, like for me, hey mom, I feel like I'm stuck in this. Can you help me to release, to bring awareness? There it is. Just bring awareness. Open up this crown chakra so you're more aware of the things that you're stuck in. Do I need to stay stuck in this story? Why? Why do I feel I need to? What am I getting out of holding on to the story? Because it's not serving me. It's making me sick. So if you can start to let go of the small stuff, bring awareness into, I'm really holding on to this. You start to allow the heart space. And another way that we can do this is by starting to declutter. So declutter your space around you, declutter your house. Start to let go of things in your own space. Like anybody who really hoards something, or if you're holding on to something, you're holding on to a memory, you're holding on to all of this. When we start to unpack stuff around us and clear our space, we start to be able to declutter our mind. We start to be able to break down the walls around our heart and declutter our heart. We start to realize that, oh, the ego, let's start unpacking some of this stuff and letting this stuff go. So this is the question of the week, the reflection this week. Where in your life is your ego holding on to the past? Shame? You're holding on to shame? Are you holding on to blame of yourself or others? Are you holding on to judgment, right? Whether you're judging yourself, whether you're judging someone else, whether you're judging the world, right? What are you holding on to? Old wounds that you think you're protecting yourself with by holding on to them. That's a really good red flag, because we're not. You have to remind yourself, right? This is where the heart comes in. Start letting go. We're not protecting ourselves by holding on to this. We're hurting ourselves. And the ego, you can say, thank you, ego, for thinking that you were just protecting me. Like, I appreciate that you think you're protecting me. But I realize now, I've opened up to the awareness that I'm just hurting myself. So that in that awareness, you bring your heart into it. And you're like, okay, how can my heart now help me to forgive this old pattern of holding on to this, or forgive that situation, or bring compassion to it, or clarity, so I can release this, so I can let this go. So that's what this week is about. But we also have the energy of the universe. We have nature all around us letting go. So this is a real pivotal time to step into this and go, the universe has my back. That's that higher power, right? That's that higher. Nature is a higher power. It's a higher frequency. The leaves are letting go. And so when you open up this crown chakra, you have more awareness. When the leaves are letting go, it's a pivotal time in nature. I'm just going to step into this energy of letting go and start to clear out what I'm holding on to in here. So that's what this week is about. Start letting go. Just start letting go of the small stuff. Shift that ego out of the driver's seat. Put it in the passenger seat. Start to declutter all around you, right? Space all around you. And as you do, I like to, when I start decluttering, say, a closet, I'm like, do I really love this? Or am I holding on to this for what? Why am I holding on to it? Like, I actually make decluttering a spiritual experience. What am I holding on to? And it's so empowering. Clear your space, clear your mind, your head, get out of, all of the ways that you think you're keeping yourself safe. Open up your heart. Create space by decluttering the stuff around you, by decluttering your mind, by decluttering your heart. You then create space to let new things in. Because if we're stuck in the past, we can't let anything new in. Okay, so do not miss this optimal, pivotal time to let go. Yesterday was the fall equinox, right? So that's really an equal day and night. We're on equal footing here. We have an opportunity now. Do we want to go back to thinking we're keeping ourselves safe and hold on to that? Or as we watch the trees and nature start to let go effortlessly, can we now align with this energy of nature? Bring awareness, ground into nature, be with the trees, start letting go, open up your awareness, align with this energy, and let go. And I always say, when the ego goes into the passenger side and the heart leads, now you're aligning your personality or your ego with your soul, and you lead from the heart space. And in that alignment, you make better choices for yourself. You start letting go of this stuff. It's a process, but let's do it. Let's go. Why? What's the point of holding on to all that stuff? Ask yourself, what's the point of holding on? It's time to let it go. Time to let go. Time for alignment. And that's what this week is bringing us. open up to this practice this week of letting go, of decluttering, of opening up this heart space. So namaste, my friends. Have a fabulous week of letting go.